Hello students, myself Virendra Kumar Maurya, Associate Professor, Department of Electrical Engineering, School of Engineering, Babu Banarsidass University, Lucknow. I welcome all of you in this video lecture. In this lecture, I am going to discuss a very interesting theorem named as superposition theorem. Today, we are going to discuss regarding the DC problems, DC circuit problems. We can solve so many DC circuit problems with the help of KVL and KCL. But here I am introducing some theorems like superposition theorem, Thevenin theorem, Norton theorem and so many more. But here I am discussing regarding the superposition theorem. What is superposition theorem? What about the statement of the superposition theorem? What about the procedure of this theorem? Right? Theorems are used to make the problem easy. It means that we are saving time. We are solving the problems in a very easy way. Right? Here, the statement of the superposition theorem. According to this theorem, a linear DC network containing more than one energy source, then the resultant potential difference across or current through any element is the algebraic sum of all the potential differences or currents passing through that element produced by single source acting alone. Right? And other ideal voltage sources are short circuited, ideal current sources are open circuited. If they are practical or real, then they are replaced with their internal resistances. Students, today our topic is superposition theorem. Superposition theorem is used to resolve the electrical circuits. It's a very interesting theorem, right? See, this one is an electrical circuit containing two energy sources, right? One is this one, that is E1. Second source is E2. There are two energy sources. Although this circuit may be resolved or solved with the help of KVL or KCL, but here I am going to resolve it with the help of superposition theorem. Right? With the help of theorem, we can solve the same circuit in a very easy way. See, here, what is our task? Our task is to find out the current or to calculate the current in any specified branch. Here, this branch is RL. RL is the load resistance in which we are going to calculate the current. Right? RL is the resistance in which we are going to calculate the current. It's our task. Now see, what is the statement of superposition theorem? Right? Listen me very carefully. The statement of superposition theorem. In a linear DC network containing more than one energy source, the resultant potential difference across or current through any element is equal to the algebraic sum of potential differences or currents for that element produced by each source acting alone, right? With all other independent ideal voltage sources replaced by short circuits and all other independent current sources, ideal current sources replaced by open circuits. If these sources are non-ideal, then they are replaced with their internal resistances.
This is all about the statement of superposition theorem, right? It's a very simple statement. Okay. Now come on the procedure. I'm going to discuss procedure of superposition theorem step by step. There are 4 steps, right? See the first one. Step number 1. Select one source in the circuit and replace all other ideal voltage sources by short circuits and ideal current sources by open circuits. The meaning is that select one source at a time. It's our first step, right? Now come on the second step. Determine the voltage across or current through the desired element or branch due to single source selected in the step first, right? Now it means that we are going to calculate the current in specified element or branch, right, with the help of selected source. Now come on the step number 3. Repeat the above two steps for of each of the remaining sources, right? Whatever the step number 1, whatever the step number 2, repeat these 2 steps for all other remaining sources one by one. It's our step number 3. Now come on the 4th one or the last one, that is algebraic sum of voltages across or currents through the element or branch under consideration. See, these are the 4 steps, right, of the procedure. That's why these steps are necessary. We adopt one by one to resolve the problems. Here, this is the problem. This is an electrical circuit in which 2 energy sources. One is E1, second one is E2. Right? Now listen me very carefully. There are 2 energy sources. It means that it is necessary to break it in 2 circuits, in 2 sub-circuits, right? I am going to solve this circuit with the help of superposition theorem. There are 2 energy sources, E1 and E2. That's why it is necessary to break it into 2 sub-circuits, right? See, this one. This one is the first circuit. This one is the first circuit. And this one is the second circuit. But the sum of these 2 is nothing but the original one, right? See the first circuit very carefully. First circuit, yes. In this circuit, we are taking E1 as a source, right? And we replace E2, that is ideal voltage source, as a short circuit, right? As a short circuit. Is it clear? This is our first circuit in which we take E1 as a source, single source. Now, what is I1? I1 is the current which is given by the source E1 to the circuit, and I1 dash is the part of the current. I1 dash is the part of the current I1 which passes through the load resistor, right? The direction of the I1 is downward direction. Okay, see, how can we calculate the value of I1? How can we calculate the value of I1? That's why the value of the I1 is equal to E1, yes, this one, divided by whole resistance, right? Whatever the resistance of this circuit, which is here. See it very carefully. for the calculation of I1 is equal to E1 divided by, right, here R2 and RL. These two resistances are in parallel, right? These two resistances are in parallel, and the parallel combination of these two resistances is in series with R1. That's why it is written over here R1 plus parallel combination of R2 and RL. With the help of this equation, we can calculate the value of I1. Now, according to the current division rule, we can calculate I1 dash. Yes, what is the value of I1 dash? I1 dash is I1, okay, into resistance R2 divided by resistance R2 plus RL, right? This is known as the current division rule, right? With the help of current division rule, we can calculate the value of I1 dash, which is a part of the current I1 which passes through the load resistor, and the direction of the I1 dash is downward, right? Okay, now come on the second circuit. Yes, second circuit. This one is the second circuit. See it very carefully. Here we are taking E2 as a source. E2 as a source. Now here E2 as a source, and E1 is replaced with a short circuit, because E1 is an ideal voltage source which is replaced over here. Ideal voltage sources are replaced with the short circuits, and ideal current sources are replaced with the open circuit. So that one is the voltage source, so it is short circuited. Here single source, that is E2, right? I2 is the current which is drawn by the source E2. Okay, how can we calculate the I2? I2 is nothing but E2 divided by whole resistance of this circuit. See the circuit very carefully. I1 and RL, these two are connected in parallel, and the parallel combination of R1 and RL is in series with R2. That's why I2 is equal to E2 divided by R2 plus in bracket R1 and RL in parallel, right? With the help of I2, now we can calculate the value of I2 dash. I2 dash is a part of the current which passes through the load resistor. I2 dash is the part of the current I2 which passes through the load resistor in downward direction. How can we calculate the I2? I2 dash is calculated. We can calculate I2 dash with the help of current division rule. I2 dash is equal to I2, okay, into R1 divided by R1 plus RL, right? This is the current division rule. That's why the value of I2 dash is a part of current I2 which passes through the RL in downward direction, and it given with the help of current division rule, that is I2 dash is equal to I2 into R1 divided by R1 plus RL. Okay, now see the both circuit at a time. This one is the first circuit, this one is the second circuit. Here E1 as a source, here E2 as a source. Now this one is the first circuit, this one is the second circuit. Okay, here the current passes through the load resistor is I1 dash. Here the current passes through the load resistor is I2 dash. Now I am going to calculate the total current passes through the RL, which is nothing but I1 dash plus I2 dash. This is the method known as superposition theorem, right? With the help of superposition theorem, we can calculate the current into a desired element or desired branch, right? Here the branch is this one where the RL is connected, so the current through the RL is I1 dash plus I2 dash. Why it is plus? Because the directions of the currents I1 dash and I2 dash are same. Okay, now see the example related to the superposition theorem.
Now see the example based on superposition theorem. Here our task is to calculate the current through the RL, that is 10 ohm. See it very carefully. The value of the R1 is 10 ohm, R2 is 10 ohm, and RL is also 10 ohm. Right? There are two sources, voltage sources, 10 volt and 20 volt. Right? There are two voltage sources. It means that this circuit is further divided into two sub-circuits. See, these are the two sub-circuits. In the first sub-circuit, source E1 is connected and E2 is short-circuited. In the second sub-circuit, E2 is connected and E1 is short-circuited. Right? And I1 is the current given by the source E1. There is a part, that is I1 dash, is a part of current passing through the RL by the source E1. In the same way, I2 is the current given by the source E2, and there is a part of current, that is I2 dash, is passing through RL by the source E2. Right? See it very carefully. Now I am going to discuss one by one. This one is the circuit diagram. First sub-circuit, right? E1 is here and E2 is short circuited. First of all, I am going to calculate the value of I1. Right? How can we calculate the I1? It is nothing but voltage divided by equivalent resistance. Voltage, that is E1, equivalent resistance C. R2 and RL are connected in parallel, and this combination is in series with R1. So I1 is E1 divided by R1 plus parallel combination of R2 and RL. Yes, now we put the values after the solving. The value of I1 is 2/3 ampere. Now with the help of I1, I am going to calculate the value of I1 dash with the help of current division rule. I1 dash is equal to the I1 into R2 divided by R2 plus RL. It is nothing but current division rule. Now with the values, it is I1 dash like this, this and this. So the value of I1 dash is 1/3 ampere. Now see the second sub-circuit. Here source is E2 and E1 is short circuited. For the value of I2, I2 is nothing but E2 divided by equivalent resistance. How can we calculate the equivalent resistance? See it very carefully. R1 and RL are connected in parallel, and this combination is in series with R2. So it is E2 divided by R2 plus parallel combination of R1 and RL. Right? After the numerical value, the value of I2 is given by 4/3 ampere. Now see the I2 dash. Right? I am going to calculate the value of I2 dash with the help of current division rule. After putting the data, I2 dash is nothing but 2/3 ampere. Right? 2/3 ampere in downward direction, and I1 dash is 1/3 ampere in downward direction. Now see both sub-circuits at the same time. I1 dash is in downward direction and I2 dash is also in downward direction. So current through the load resistor is nothing but I1 dash plus I2 dash. That is 1/3 plus 2/3. It is 3/3. Finally, it is 1 ampere. This is the value of current. 1 ampere is passing through the RL, that is 10 ohm, with the help of superposition theorem. Now see the next one. Here circuit is shown. Find out the current in 23 ohm resistor with the help of superposition theorem. One is the voltage source and second one is a current source. This problem is interesting. See, right? How many sources are there? There are two sources. One is voltage source having the value of 200 volt. Second one is the current source having the value of 20 ampere. Two sources, that's why two sub-circuits are required. Right? In the first sub-circuit, there is a voltage source and current source is open. In the second sub-circuit, there is a current source and the voltage source is short circuited. See the first. Right? This one is the voltage source, right? Whatever the current given by this source is divided in two parts, this part or in this part, right? Whatever the resistance connected over here, it is 27, and the resistance connected over here, it is also 27, right? See it very carefully. It is 23 plus 4, so it is 27. So current given by this source is equally divided in this part and in this part. Okay. First of all, I am going to calculate the equivalent resistance, that is the total resistance, 47, this one, and parallel combination of 27 and this 27, right? These two connected in series. Okay. After the solving, the value of RT, that is the total resistance of the circuit, is 60.5 ohm. Total resistance of the circuit is 60.5 ohm, right? So the value of current is, total current given by the source is voltage divided by total resistance, that is 200 divided by 60.5, it is 3.31 ampere. This is the current given by this source having the value of 200 volt. Okay. Now I1 is the value of current which passes through this 23 ohm resistor by this source. I1 is equal to total current into fraction of resistances. This is the current division rule. With this rule, the value of I1 is 1.65 ampere in downward direction. I1 is the current passing through the 23 ohm resistor, that is 1.65 ampere in downward direction by this source, that is 200 volt. See the second sub-circuit. Here the value of the current source is 20 ampere and the current passing through the 23 ohm is I2. I2 is given by this formula. It is nothing but current division rule. See, 27 and 47, these two are connected in parallel, and this parallel combination is in series with 4, right? This one, and this one is the total resistance of the circuit. After solving, it is 9.58 ampere in downward direction. I2 is the current having the value of 9.58 ampere in downward direction, right, which passes through this 23 ohm resistor. Now these are the two sub-circuits, and current through the 23 ohm resistor is I1 plus I2. Why it is I1 plus I2? Because the direction of current is in downward. It is 1.65 and 9.58. Finally it is 11.23 ampere in downward direction. So the current flowing through the 23 ohm resistor is 11.23 ampere in downward direction. Thank you, beta.